Welcome back to Book It, the business of modeling. The goal of this channel is not to teach you how to model, but actually how to become models, how to be a model. Things like how to be your own boss, or understanding the industry like a veteran so you can extract everything possible out of it to elevate your career. So today's subject is goal setting sessions. We're ending 2024 and we're heading into 2025. So this is a good time between now and early December, and then let's skip the holidays and come back maybe first or second week or so of January, and talk about doing goal setting sessions. This is an imperative time to try and get on the same wavelength with your agency. Because I bet for many of you, you're thinking, yeah, I had a pretty good year in 2024. I made some money, I booked some jobs, I crossed some things off of my, bucket list, some dream clients, let's say. But I bet you have a lot loftier goals for 2025, don't you? And if you don't, you're probably in the wrong place, because we're always trying to expand. There's always room to grow. There's always room in this industry to get more. And I can almost say with certainty that your agency is thinking the same thing. So if they want more for you and you want more for you, then a goal setting session is where you need to start. The point of a goal setting session is to have a raw and honest conversation with your agents. This is where you're gonna discover both what you need to do, but also what your agency is going to need to do to get you up another notch, to book more clients, to book some dream clients, to appease some casting directors that you haven't gotten in front of yet, or it's entering a new market, let's say. Maybe you want to try out New York or go overseas for a stint. These are all things where you're going to walk away from a goal setting session with a task list of things to do to get yourself in a position to achieve these goals. And for the agency side, if they know exactly what your goals are for 2025, then they could have a much more clear, honest, and calculated approach to try and get you some of those goals. Because they want you to work. They make more money when you work. So this is beneficial for everybody. But make no mistake about it. Every goal you have, every step they want you to reach is going to require both some work from you and some special attention from your agency. This is how it all comes together, because we have to be calculated in how we want our career to go. If we're just, floating around taking what comes to us, yeah, things might work out for a little bit. But if you're thinking, I really want to walk in Miami Swim Week next year, well, it's about that time where you're going to go and need to get some new swim photos, because you can't do that without having the right type of images to submit to maybe the agencies down in Miami, definitely the casting directors. So you can't wait for that to happen. You need to be proactive. So let's jump into some questions that I think you should consider asking and talking about in your goal setting session. First question, what have I been submitted to that I haven't been called in for auditions, for go-sees? Now you know what you got called in for because you've got the casting notices, you've gotten the auditions or the being put on a veil, you know that. But you don't know all the many projects that has come across the desk at your agent's office that they have submitted you for that you didn't get called in for. This is super important to know simply because that may mean that you should be considering adding specific images to your book to appease those types of clients. Now, for example, that looks like maybe North Face, REI, Arc'teryx, all these, say, outdoor brands, for example, that were looking for someone just like you. But you never got called in for it, maybe because the images that you have in your book that your agency is using to submit you with aren't strong enough. So if they are seeing all these projects come by their desk looking for talent like you, but you're not getting called in, if you update a couple of pictures, give them something a little bit more on point for them to submit you with, say going outside, putting on a flannel, some cargo pants, and some boots, taking some outdoorsy pictures like that, that may get you in the room for all these brands in 2025 that you weren't in 2024. All right, let's jump to the second question. How are the pictures on my casting profiles? Do I need to swap out any pictures? Should I consider adding certain pictures that I've already shot, or go take some new pictures to add now for you? The reason why you're asking their opinion on the casting profiles is because there are hundreds of projects daily coming through on the casting sites, and they're submitting you probably dozens of times a day. The images on your casting profiles should be methodical. You don't want to have 50 images on your casting profile, and you also don't want to have 2 or 3 images. But if they are submitting you a bunch of times, if they are submitting you dozens of times a day for months at a time, maybe they have insight on which images are hitting better than others. So the ones that aren't hitting, you can take those out. Maybe they're seeing certain projects more than others where they're thinking, hey, that picture that you took a couple of weeks ago, add that to your casting profile. We really want, say, a hiking picture on your casting profile. They will give you the guidance based off of what they are seeing on the casting sites, on the projects, and what has been hitting for you and not hitting for you quite as well. But a really good headshot goes a long way. At the same time, you can't necessarily count on the same headshot lasting 2, 3, 4 years. You probably want to update that. Ask their opinion, and they'll give you good direction. The third point I think you should address is your special skills. I think you should come in with a list of all the things, if you haven't done this already or update it with your agency yet, is a list of all the things that you do well. Hiking, backpacking, pickleball, horseback riding, rollerblading. These are all skills for jobs that come up on the casting profiles all the time. These are things that if your agents didn't know that you did and did well, they probably haven't been submitting you for those types of roles. But these types of roles can come in all sorts of things. It could be a Josie Marin commercial that is asking for girls who know how to rollerblade. Or it could be a Ford commercial asking for runners for, a principal role on a SAG National commercial, for example. These are things that really matter when it comes to working in the commercial industry, print and commercial, all the same, it's just syntax here. But these are all ways in which you could level up your career by getting in on projects for these special skills. The fourth thing to address is coming in with a list of your goals for 2025. I want you to be realistic here, but also, think hard about this. You're not doing anyone any favors by coming in and saying, in 2025, I want to walk in the Victoria's Secret fashion show if you've never done runway before. Let's be realistic also with what your agency is capable of doing for you, because not every agency is capable of meeting every goal of every project in the world. Say a boutique agency in Orange County isn't likely to, say, really put you in front of the right people to book a Gucci campaign. But they might be able to get you set up to sign with an agency in New York, where with that agency in New York, they have a little bit more of a high fashion, connection to get you with a Gucci or a designer label. Now, if you go into this meeting with your agency with a variety of goals, both small, short-term goals and some big, long-term goals, you're really proving to your agency that you are thinking hard and methodically about this year. It makes you look like a professional, and it helps them want to get you in that room, get you on that set that you are looking for. So sit down and think long and hard about what you're trying to achieve and where you really want to be this year, because when they give you a task list for making these dreams come true, you may not necessarily like the answer that they have for you. They may tell you something that you don't want to hear, but if it's going to help you get that goal, then you may want to consider it. Or maybe they're going to tell you some honest truth and be like, listen, we may not be the agency to facilitate that request, but keep working, and maybe this is something that you could get to here or there, or with this person's help, or maybe I can connect you somewhere here. Not every agency is able to accommodate every request, but If you go in there with a nice, well thought out list, it's gonna do you wonders because they know that you're trying and they know that you're thinking hard about this. So number 5 is asking your agency to critique your portfolio. Your agency is looking at your images daily. They know what's new, they know what's old, they know how often you're testing and sending them new images. They know what they have been asking you to get that you have yet to get. These are all elements where they can really give you good insight on how to tackle your test shoots for 2025. You should be testing. We talk about this on this channel all the time. Testing is important, so you're always thinking about testing. So if you can be methodical about what you want to get this year, what you need to get this year, then your test shoots are gonna yield better returns in terms of work. I need updated lifestyle pictures to appease box brands like Target and Kohl's. I need updated fashion pictures because it's time that my book looks a little bit more expensive. It's time that I get some beauty images. So many options in this industry, and if you're gonna be methodically testing, you can get some updates, you can get some new genres, you can reach some new clients. And on that same note, the last thing I'm gonna suggest that you ask is for a copy of their list of preferred photographers. Being proactive and asking for that list, scheduling a paid photo shoot with some photographers that your agency really likes, it does wonders not only for your portfolio, but just for your relationship with them because it proves to them that you are taking this seriously. Paying for some images from the photographers that they like, it's just a relationship building thing. You are investing in your career, you're investing in good images. It'll come back and pay you tenfold, hundredfold hopefully, and ultimately you are your own boss. So you are paying to elevate your own career. So this is a framework for you to go into your next goal setting session and take out some questions, add some questions, whatever you need. Just be prepared, be methodical, and be open-minded. I have done these goal setting sessions with talent. I have had a variety of styles of talent who have come through and done these sessions with me. Ones that have been super receptive, took their list of tasks that they have to complete and really worked hard and got them done. And I have had the types of talent who have been very combative, very defensive, very much like, how come you aren't doing these things for me? And it's a partnership. There are things that we as an agency have to do for our talent, and there are things that the talent have to do for the agency. It's a give and take relationship, but it is a relationship. So be prepared. No one has ever not benefited from being prepared. And go in with an open mind, with a good heart, and just enjoy the process of trying to build together. You'll be surprised how far that gets you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for the next one. This is Book It, the Business of Modeling, designed to help you be models and be better. So take care and hope you go out and book it on your next project.